I had spent in the realm of $300,000 on Starbucks. I'm going to use this opportunity first to tell my my Fold story from back in the day when Fold was in Canada. So, and it's I guess it speaks to Fold has evolved a lot over time. But the way that it worked here before, it was kind of cool actually. So you could use Bitcoin and you could buy gift cards and use them wherever you liked, and so like they had Starbucks and Walmart or whatever you could get. It was kind of also unique because you could get a gift card, you could use as much of the gift card as you wanted, and then you could actually refund yourself the remainder and just like swap it out, which was kind of cool. But here's my Laszlo pizza story with Fold, which is just par for the course of being a Bitcoiner and living on a Bitcoin standard. But I think it's also important to note that like this will be, nowadays living on a Bitcoin standard, I have solace in knowing that I just didn't have dollars to spend in the first place. And that's the whole point. But here's my oh god story. So back in 2014, myself and my wife were doing a road trip from Calgary to New York and back, which is a long ways. And we were spending like a month or two on the road, I think, by the time all was said and done. So it's a long trip. And this was back before I was working at all in Bitcoin, back before I had made a single video, but I was experimenting and using Fold and doing all this stuff. Anyways, so long story short, I was doing contract work, and it got to the beginning of June. I had prepaid all my bills for the summer and everything, and so all of the work I was going to be doing in June was the money that I was going to be saving and using for the trip. Unfortunately, all of my contracts for the entire month of June got canceled. And so here I am, the bum, having to go to my girlfriend that thankfully stuck around and became my wife after this debacle. Like, that's a miracle. Either way, I basically had to say like, yo, I do not have money for this trip. Either like you can support my broke ass all summer, or like I just won't be going. And so the one thing I could offer though is I did have some Bitcoin, and I was able to get Starbucks gift cards and get breakfast every morning.
Dude.
So fast forward 2 months of me basically buying the two of us like lattes and expensive Starbucks breakfasts every single morning that I was able across the entire summer. And then fast forward to today, 10 years later, me with a calculator figuring out that I had spent in the realm of $300,000 on Starbucks that summer. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Bro, yeah. Okay. Look, I have so much. I love this story so much. And I had no idea it was going to take that turn, because literally what I was going to say, not having heard your story, was like, I have a same story that was like, in Fold, like, and I have video, like old videos talking about this. I love that your girlfriend, now wife, is part of that story, because I had a thing where it was like showing full circle what's a classic thing that happens. One partner is very into Bitcoin, one partner is like neutral about it or whatever, and they're still asking the questions of like, well, how is it money, or like, how is it useful, or like, what do you mean never sell? That doesn't make any sense. Like, what is the point of like buying it? Then buying a Starbucks card and taking that person to coffee shows them the full circle of it as money, which actually ups the trust. Like, I would almost argue that if you hadn't done that, the path to both of you combining household personal finances onto a Bitcoin standard could even still be in process today, and you would be so long gaming it in this like foot in both worlds thing that you act like buy this. Look, this sounds very Keynesian, so people can roast me on this if they want, but I think you will hear it like, by spending money on Starbucks, by spending Bitcoin on Starbucks, your ability to save more Bitcoin full circle as a family went up, like went so high up like that both of you are aligned on like what your base money is.
I fully agree. The thing about it is, I spend Bitcoin because I want to have as few dollars as possible, right? And so I just don't want to ever hold dollars if I can help it. And so when people say like, well, why would you spend your Bitcoin? It's because I don't have dollars. And if you
Right.
have dollars in a bank account, then you're more short Bitcoin than I am.
Yep.
And beyond that, it actually subconsciously begins to work on you in terms of, oh, like I have X amount of, I'm making X amount per month. And, I try to pay my bills at the beginning of the month, get them all out of the way. And then
Mhm.
after that, every purchase kind of becomes a more conscious decision because
Yep.
I know that the Bitcoin will be worth more over time. And so it kind of hones in my ability to save because before it would have been, oh, I made X number of dollars. I pay my bills. I have extra dollars. How many of those dollars do I want to put into Bitcoin? Because I might
Yep.
need some extra dollars. Whereas here it's, I have all Bitcoin. I've paid my bills. All of the rest of it is still in Bitcoin. Do I want to spend this Bitcoin at like how good is
Yep.
the product or service? I still get things. I still live my life, but like it,
Yep.
it makes you think a little bit harder about where you spend your money.
Yep. No, absolutely. Like 100%.